Thank you, my lord. Oh my. Just look at it. Oh, it's like I'm seeing your palace for the first time. I suppose because, well, for the first time, it's my palace too. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. Ah, you have so many servants, my lord. And yet you all move together so gracefully. In my country, servants are required to stay distant. I'm not complaining. I actually like your way better. At home, I always felt like we were treating the servants as beneath us. I don't want to speak ill of my people, but it felt like a sin. When I learned how your ways are different here, I felt sure it was better. I'm just not accustomed to it yet. I hope I don't keep bumping into people while they're trying to do their work. Yes, of course, my lord. We have so many servants. That part will take even more getting used to. Are you sure? I was trained to address you in that way. My mother was very insistent about it. And after all, you are my lord. Do you really feel that way? I don't know what to say. From what I heard about you, I could tell that you were a just and compassionate lord to your subjects. And I will admit that I wondered how you would be at home with me. I was a little frightened, but already you've made me feel safe. It's very good of you. Thank you for your gentleness and for your understanding, I'm sorry. I will try to stop saying it. I really will. I suppose I have a lot of things to get used to. Like your palace. Our palace. It's so beautiful. Just like everything in your country. Thank you. Oh my. If you keep talking to me that way, I may get used to being your wife faster than I expected. But I admit, everything here is still very strange to me. Your architecture is not like ours. The structure of the walls, the position of the towers, even the shape of the windows. It feels like I'm in a whole strange new world. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound like... Thank you. Would it be all right if we took a walk around the grounds? Before we, go inside? I think it might help me to get used to things. Well, yes, that's what I meant. I need to feel like this is really my home before we, go in. Oh? Really? Yes, I'd love to see it. Thank you, my lord. Oh, oops. Oh, I'll keep trying, I promise. My mother really hammered it into me so hard. Calling you my lord. And everything else. She made me practice how to talk to you. Over and over. She was very strict if I got anything wrong. Young lady, we are marrying you to him to prevent a war. Don't you go and start one. I won't have any daughter of mine forget her place. You'll get thousands of people killed. Ah. I can't tell you what it means to me that you've been so kind. I know what you mean. Yes, of course you can. I mean, I am your wife. My first duty is to you now, not my parents. Ask me anything you like. Oh, well, mostly I was taught decorum and address. What to say, when to say it. Oh, and she warned me never to talk to you about your work. Women should never meddle in politics, never, she said. Balances of power are very delicate. If you meddle in things you don't understand, you cause disaster. And men need to know that they can trust their wives. When wives start manipulating men, that's when they're led astray. By other women. Oh, no, I didn't mean to suggest. I'm not worried about that. At all. I know you're a good man. I know I can trust you. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. I'm glad I was given to a good man in marriage. My mother is just upset because of her sister. 3 years ago, the Weavers Guild pushed us to open a new marketplace. They wanted cheaper wool. My aunt took sides with them, without realizing that my uncle was in a huge fight with the Carpenters Guild. And he didn't want a new marketplace, if it would benefit the carpenters. Which, of course, it would. I don't know how she didn't see it coming. Everyone knew about my uncle and the carpenters. Everyone. She should have just pushed him to build a new road, connecting the sheepfolds directly to the market. But that woman can't think about anything but her dresses. We're still cleaning up the mess. Or they are. I suppose it's not my problem anymore. Oh my. Just look at this garden. It's just like... Oh, what a treasure it is. And you didn't let on at all. You caught me completely by surprise. I can't believe it. It's just like home. Oh, the flowers smell perfect. And the colors, the arrangements, right down to the finest detail. You did this. You did all this for me. It's mine? You mean really mine? You... Oh, I can't... Thank you. I'll treasure it always. And I'll treasure you for giving it to me. You do? You wanted something real. Forgive me, but what do you mean? But you're a prince of a great nation. The decisions you make every day, thousands and thousands of people depend on you for their very lives, for justice and mercy. I hope I'm not out of line, but isn't that real? No, I know you didn't mean it that way. Of course, I'm sorry. We can talk about something else. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Do you know what I like most about the garden you've given me? It reminds me of my father. He puts a high value on beautiful things. You should see our gallery. My mother never stops complaining about how much he spends. Paintings, statues, a music conservatory. I don't know my father very well. I wish I did. But he told me once, beauty is essential to ruling well. I'll never forget that day. I've tried for years to figure out what he meant. I've always wanted to ask him, but I never got the chance. I've always felt it must have something to do with who we are. To love beauty. To give ourselves to something higher. Something greater. It helps us to love justice and mercy, too. It helps us give ourselves to our people. That's why a garden like this can only come from a profoundly good man. But I know that's not what you meant when you said you wanted something real. I know about you and Princess Nastasha. When we visited their court, I saw the amazing gift you gave her. I know how you felt about her. How you probably still feel. I am so sorry. You are such a good man, and you gave up everything for your people. Because your uncle and my brother made foolish decisions, almost started a war. They'll never pay the price for their folly. Instead, you have to pay it. And here I am, standing here in this garden, in this living testimony to what a good man you are, to what a great man you are, to how much you don't deserve to have your happiness destroyed by me. I can't change what's happened. I can't change the wickedness and the foolishness of this awful world. But I want you to know, I am going to do right by you. You rule your people with integrity and compassion. You deserve at least to feel cared for in your own home. I will make a home for you. A home where you are appreciated for the great man you are. For the good man you are. A home where you are cherished. A home where... My lord... my lord, I don't understand. Oh, sorry. But you and the princess... That magnificent piano you sent her, it practically takes up a whole drawing room. I thought you... An infatuation? Oh, don't try to fool me. I saw that piano. You call that a stupid infatuation? So, you didn't really love her? You think... You want me to... Oh, I don't know about that. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that you think I can help you rule, and I do want to be helpful. But... is it right? My mother may have had a point. What if I just cause trouble? Yes, I'll tell you. As I said, my duty is to you now. My brother lied about the soldiers because he was embarrassed. The real reason he sent them over the border into your country was to catch a man who had stolen a ring from his wife. He felt humiliated. He didn't want anyone to find out. So he invented that whole story about your side having crossed the border first. The smart thing to do would have been to send a spy. Find the man, find his other enemies, work with them, have someone else do the dirty work. But my brother is never smart. Not when he feels humiliated. He's weak that way. Oh, yes, I suppose that was. I do see your point. I suppose I can help you rule. If that's what you really want. Well, all I can say is I hope that someday you get as infatuated with me as you were with Nastasha. I wouldn't mind a piano like hers. So, this is what you meant by something real? Joking aside, I do want to give you that. It's what I want too. I hope I can live up to it. I hope we can live up to it. This palace of ours really is amazing. I see now that it's not so strange after all. It's just a cozy little place in its own way. Come with me now. Let's go inside and make it our home.